Good day, folks. What I'm going to be doing today is chatting with Ashley on the market calls and giving a more in-depth look at how the market calls work. And Ashley's going to be explaining to us exactly what you should look out for and how you should work with the market calls. So, Ashley, yeah, if you could just take us to the market calls and just give us a look at how the system works.
Great. Hi, everyone. Hi, Malcolm. Okay, just off the cuff, everyone, just to let everybody have a quick overview of exactly how to work this subscription, market call subscription. As you see, when you enter the actual market calls, it will take you into this room where you have the VIP crypto signals. As Malcolm has explained before, in this particular one, there's 3 that are closed and then the 3 that are open to the subscribers. The ones that are open are the altcoin analysis suggestions, the general chat, and chart setups. So just right off the cuff, Malcolm, I just want to, make this statement to make sure that everybody who decides to join and to become a subscriber to this Market Calls channel understands that this is not an education platform. The point of having this subscription, it's not an education basis at all. Anybody that decides to come on board and become a subscriber, I would say should have at least a minimum of 6 months trading experience where you've been trading with some form of leverage on either Bybit, BitGet, or one of these other derivative platforms. Obviously, we specialize in leverage trading, so you'll see all the signals that we give out are all with leverage, and they will vary. Some are high leverage, some are low leverage, and it is expected from the subscriber to, let's just take a look at Reef. I would have put down here 1 to 10, 1 meaning spot. So it doesn't mean that you have to use the leverage that I put down. Remember, Malcolm, this is just a guide for what is possible and what is reasonable on these type of trades. I've worked these trades out onto a risk-reward ratio. And as I said, I've worked it out where you could kind of reasonably safely trade from spot, which is 1, up to 10x leverage. As I said, some of them will vary. Some will go to a high leverage. Some will be a little bit lower. So it will vary. But the idea of this subscription is to take out all the hard work for the individual. We all know if you're an experienced trader and you've got a day life and maybe a day job or whatever, it can take hours and hours to analyze these coins and even find them. It doesn't mean that, you can go, that every single coin is going to give an opportunity. So, for example, if we take a look at Reef, I go into the coin, I go look for chart patterns, I look for candle formations, I look for areas of high liquidity. There's a whole bunch of different dynamics that I go and look for in order for this coin to qualify as a signal, a potential trade. And as I said, you can imagine it can take hours to try and find coins. I've got to go into CoinMarketCap and I go through lists and lists of coins to try and find opportunities. And it's not that because I'm an experienced trader. It's not just one thing that I look for. So it's 5 confluences. I need to find 5 confluences that, converge together that will give me a signal that I could say, okay, fine, this is something that could be worth a trade. So, for example, if I just take you to a chart, we can have a look. At the moment, I'm looking at a Pepe, I think 1,000 Pepe, okay? Now we can see here, okay, this is on a daily. Let me just take it to the day. You can see this is like a coin that's got like a huge potential. That's 207% on spot, eh? And like I said, I'm busy doing the work at the moment, but there's a big possibility that this coin could see a huge spike. So long story short, the channel for the subscribers, we'll expect the people that join this channel need to do your own research and your own analysis also. Use the signal as a guide to take out a lot of the extra work that you would have to do, and then do your own technical analysis so that you can work out your own risk. I mean, as I said, I give the signal, but I don't know how much money you're going to put into the trade. I don't know what leverage you're comfortable with. These are all things that's left on the shoulders of the subscriber. So, the work's got to be done. It's not like, oh, there's a signal, take the signal and then just go blindly and, into the trade. There is no group out there, signal group, that works like that. All the signal groups out there are all based on the same format. It's a guide. And each trader, you're expected to do your own trading. I can't trade for you. You know what I'm saying? You got to do it yourself. So I just wanted to make that clear, Malcolm, so everybody knows that when you come to this channel, we're not going to be handing out information to how people trade. If you are not a trader and you've never traded before, then you know what? This is not a platform for you, because you probably will end up losing money. And as I said, I can't be, responsible for, people's bad decisions they make because they aren't experienced traders.
Actually, just to say, at that point when you're mentioning that, is that if they do want to do it, they can do the crypto trading course. It's 6 weeks, and by the end of that, they should be pretty confident that they should be able to start looking into making use of the market calls.
Sure. Yes. Look, I mean, it's, people want to make money, finding ways. We know that there's good money to be made with trading, and you don't have to be a super fly, 10-year experienced trader to do that. I think the basic rules of trading is just like, learn how to mitigate risk, number one. Obviously, you need to understand how the interface works on an exchange. And once you do that, then it's obviously the technical analysis, which you need to have behind you. You need to be able to, look at a chart and be able to understand, what falling wedges are, what head and shoulders are, and things like that. You can't just go into it with, like a limited amount of knowledge and then expect to be, successful and to make money based on, somebody else's chart signals. Because as I said, these signals, it's pretty broad. I mean, look at this one. Look at sushi. I mean, we got stopped out of sushi. But when it actually happened, and I'll use Jamie, I hope he doesn't mind me using his name and using him as an example. But if we go into the general chat here, you'll see on Friday night, this subscriber, Jamie said, hey, look here, just hold on. He actually sent a message and said, sushi's pumping. Here we go, sushi is pumping. Now, the minute that happened, obviously, I looked at the charts and I thought, okay, I sent a message and I said, if it goes higher than 0.756, close and re-enter. You see? So if you're a subscriber and you are like actively trading, well, I assume that you have your eye on the charts and you've got alarms set for all your trades, so that if the market moves, you obviously are aware of it, so you can take action. This is not one of those set and forget kind of scenarios. It doesn't work like that. You have to be active and you have to keep your eye. I'm going to be sharing a lot of information in general chat and updating, the traders on a daily basis. And it's up to each individual to obviously keep their eye on the channel, keep abreast of all the updates, so that if anything untoward or anything like kind of happens in the market, if there's a turn or something and we need to close trades, it's like this one. You can see I said, if it goes higher than 0.756, close and enter. So let's go and have a look. You can see there, that red line. So we didn't even ride the whole stop loss. It looked like it was going back, and I said, if it goes higher than there, just close the trade so that we don't lose too much money. And this is all where it comes back to risk mitigation, keeping our losses at a low and our gains at a high. And I'd also just like to just cover one other thing before we finish. You know, Malcolm, we spoke the other day about, I know there were a few people that asked this question, well, what is our success rate?
Yeah.
I just need people to understand that that's not the question to ask. Because success rate doesn't really mean anything. I mean, I could have a 50-50 success rate and my gains will far outweigh the losses. So, you know, let's say I have 10 trades, and out of those 10, 8 of them get stopped out, but 2 make 250%. So I take a 30-40% loss on the 8, but I made 250% on the 2. So, you know, the question is, it's not really what the success rate is, but more what was your profit? Did you make money on the trades or did you lose? Just so that people can understand that it's not really the question to ask, because sometimes your success rate doesn't really mean anything at the end of the day. It's all about, are you making money or not? That's what's important.
Yeah, if we actually go back, actually just have a look at some of those successes, and then have a look at the 1 or 2 losses, where it was stopped out. If you look at that stock, it's so small compared to those profits that you made on some of those, like Reef.
Exactly. I mean, take a look at Reef the day before Reef came through, and we hit like 131% on Reef. And then, like I said, you know, we took a 3% on loss on sushi. So you can't really compare. I mean, you know what I mean? We're not going to always win every trade, but I can assure you that the gains that we have will far exceed the losses. And I can say that confidently because I understand how risk management works. And I will always make sure that the risk management and the risk mitigation is always a lot lower than, you know, the potential gains that we will make.
So just to mention, it would also be, one could say that you could also, you know, even if there is a trade where it possibly comes back down or against the direction that it's moving in, that you can mitigate your loss even more by adjusting your stop slightly, so you don't take it all. So some of those trades, it might show that it didn't hit the first target, but you could have actually moved the stop to not allow for any loss. So
any loss, but I mean that, yes, Malcolm. And I even go one step further. That actually goes without saying, because if you are an experienced leverage trader, then you know how that method works anyway. That's like a standard method. The minute that your trade goes into profit, you already need to start manipulating your stop loss. That's like a standard. That's like derivative trading 101 there.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not doing that, then you're obviously not trading correctly, and you're like opening yourself up to high risk, or even worse, to losing your profits. I mean, it's almost like a trailing stop loss method that you need to adopt with your trading, and you just follow the trade up as it goes up. And eventually, you know what, if it drops down too far, it's going to kick you out. But so what? You know, did you make money? That's the important thing. I've seen so many traders always make the same mistake, not entering the trade when they should, and they end up giving all their profits that they gave. And you know what they do? They justify it by saying, oh, but I broke even. Really? No. I don't trade to break even.
You trade to make money.
Yeah, all that wasted time that goes into planning your trade to just break even when you were in profit. No, that's not the way. That's the wrong mindset. You know, you always want to take profit, even if it's a little bit of profit. Take profit.
Take profit, yeah. And just to say one thing, just as one, you know, just to cover ourselves, when you say move your stop, it's not moving it to stay in the trade. It's moving it to reduce your risk. So never move to stay in the trade. In other words, if it's going short, you don't move the trade, move the stop up.
No, never. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why, you've got to do some kind of a course to understand how to do the trading. Just to give you an example. So let's say, okay, you can't sit on here because they don't allow you to move the stop. But what happens, like, let's say, for example, let's just go into maybe a 4-hour. Yeah, that's good enough. So let's say, for example, you're in a trade, and then the trade starts moving up. And for example, here the trade starts going up. Okay, what you need to do is and this is what you can do on Bybit here. They allow you, this is what you can do. You open up your trade, and when you're in your trade, you can take your stop loss and you can move it up. So it stops here because there isn't derivative trading allowed on this platform, but on Bybit or any of the derivatives, your stop loss now goes into the green. So the hard lesson, which many people learn the hard way, is that it's pretty okay to manipulate your stop loss when it's here in the green. What you don't want to do is play with your stop loss here when it's in the red, because now you're gambling. You're not trading. Part of your trading plan is to put a stop loss at your risk to reward, to your risk ratio, where you've decided, and through understanding what the word discipline means, not moving your stop loss. Too many traders get pretty cowboy style here, this side, and this is where you get yourself into trouble, because you're going to end up getting liquidated. If you keep moving it down and it follows you down, and you move it a bit more and a bit more and a bit more, eventually you're going to get liquidated, eh?
So that's an absolute no-no. Yeah.
It's an absolute no-no. Any trader that moves his stop loss, in my opinion, needs a smack on the back of the head, eh? Well, okay,
well, moves his stop loss down. You can move your stop loss up into the green once you're showing profit.
Yeah, man. No, you can go and play with it. Yeah, that's what it's meant for. Yeah, you can go and manipulate and everything, because yeah, you're safe. You're in green territory. Yes, worst case scenario, you can actually get it too low, and then you could basically break even, because you got to remember, you can't just put it there. You'll never break even, because there's fees involved, so it's got to be a bit higher. But the idea is that you get out of that territory where you're going to lose money now. And then it's like you almost guaranteed, even if you don't make a lot of money, you won't lose any money at all. So, yeah, it's perfectly fine to play with your stop loss, but down here, it's an absolute no-no. You don't touch it. If you've decided on 5%, leave it on 5%. And I'd say, even like I did with sushi, if you see it going the wrong way and you think, oh, no, it's going to be too much, there's nothing wrong with actually just climbing out of the trade instead of riding it we call riding the stop loss. Why do you want to ride your stop loss? If you can see that the asset is losing momentum, it's losing strength, just close the trade. Just close it, take a small knock, and then come in a little bit lower if you want to. You see? Yeah. Rather than risking riding that thing and it comes down further and you move it, as I said, it's not the way to trade.
Yeah, it's dangerous. Actually, just moving on to, sorry, I'm just going to, so we don't keep this too long. Can we go back to the channels?
Sure.
Just want to ask a couple of questions within there. So your chart setups that you've got for the open chart setups, that's for people to share their charts and for comment and that. So, yes. So anybody who wishes to, if they're doing a trade and they've put an analysis together, they can share that. Not to say that they're necessarily going to get a lesson on whether it's right or wrong, but it's just share their information on the charts and open for comment. Yeah,
exactly. Look, we want to try and build a team of traders here that we can all work together, where we're all feeding off each other. Even although I'm a trader, there might be other guys out there that are also pretty decent traders that have also got signals, and we can just share. These 3 open channels are basically for sharing, discussing, and I suppose a certain level of, because you never stop learning, do you?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so it is an element of that, but certainly I just want people to understand that this is not a a learning channel per se. You know, it's a place where we're going to trade and we'll feed off each other. And there's another one here which I added as well with, you know, we get a lot of news events that happen. So what I'll do is I'll be posting all the news events. I'll be posting all the CPI and PPI reports and interest rate hikes and all of that lovely, juicy information that I can post here for the guys, just to keep everybody, you know, updated with exactly what the markets are doing. And then obviously for the videos, I'll try and drop a video a day as well. But the important thing to remember is that I'll always be in the background helping the traders and keeping an eye out, you know, if anything happens, you know, just to guide the traders and to say, hey guys, listen, here's a trade that may go bad. Let's close it. We'll take a knock. We'll open up on another area. Just, you know, you got to stay on top of your game. And that's what it's all about. To be successful in anything like this, you got to be active, you know what I mean? And that's the important thing. So any guys that join and become a subscriber, it's kind of, we expect you to play an active role if you want to make money. Otherwise, I mean, you can't just like log in, you know, take a few signals and then log in every 3 days and then expect to be successful. You know, you gotta be trading. I mean, this is for traders. Yeah. It's a subscription for traders.
It's actually, I think it's a support platforms, maybe the right way, I'm not sure, but it's offering a lot more than just signals. It's offering a community of traders discussing, because not everybody's, you know, there are times you might miss a token or something. You know, you can't see everything. We're all human.
Exactly.
And somebody else might pick up something and say, hey, here's a great trade. Have a look at this. This is where I think it's going. Yeah. And, you know, so if you've got more eyes on the market and seeing what's happening, you've got a far better chance on your own of doing
exactly. And it's always nicer trading with a team of like-minded people that are all, you know, with one goal to try and, you know, profit from this market. And, you know, that's what it is at the end of the day. So, yeah.
That's excellent. I think we've got some great information there. And thanks for doing all this. I must say, one thing that's so important to me in everything that we're trying to do at Bridge DeFi is giving people opportunities. And, you know, by helping people and working as teams to benefit them in their trading or learning to trade or in their investments, it's what we're all about. And I think the MarketCalls is the ideal platform for that. So thank you for that. And
you're welcome. Very welcome. May I just, before we close up, can I just give one little bit of information? And this kind of relates to, because I'm pretty sure there are some people that are wondering, you know, what's happening with the Bridge DeFi in NFTs for the trading. And I just want people to just be aware that, like, at the moment, it's really not conducive for trading at the moment. And this can just show you, you can see this is like the Bitcoin volatility history. And you can see this. Look at this, how low it is. This is the lowest volatility that the crypto space has ever seen in its history. We haven't seen volatility this low in the whole history of the crypto market.
Yeah.
And you can see how this green band here, how it's moved down. Absolutely, it's insane. We've never seen this before. And like I said, I mean, I've got like quite a lot of the traders, the whales that I know out there, and everybody's sitting on the sideline. Nobody's doing much. And I mean, you can see it. I mean, take a look at the, just to close up, I mean, take a look at the chart. I mean, you can see it. I mean, we've gone through now 6 weeks, going on for 7 weeks of absolute, excuse my French, but really crappy market conditions. You can see they're full of pump and dumps and dump and pumps. And these are like, I mean, you just can't trade them. You know, look, I do concede, and I've said this before, if you're an experienced scalper, scalping being one of the most difficult methods and forms of trading that there is. But if you're an experienced scalper and that's your strategy, then you can trade the range. even although it's still very hard because you just don't know, but you've got to be a very disciplined trader and know when to take profit. You know, it's like get in and get out, get in and get out, and you've got to know what you're doing. The trading strategy that we have for Bridge DeFi NFT is not this strategy. So I wouldn't even attempt to do that. That strategy we're using is a long-term swing trading strategy for the big bucks. This is like a little bit, you're trading with low capital, high leverage, and high risk. And I'm just, you know what, it's not worth
it. Yeah.
not worth it. It's absolutely not worth it. We'll just be patient because this market will turn. But as you can see, look at that. We had that period. And this is all, you know, I'm not even going to worry about explaining this now because this is a order block with liquidity grabs. And then these are the two important, that block there and this block here. And you can see it's just doing the same thing over and over. Again, and although it looks pretty good, I mean, it's 4% on spot, but it's look how low the volatility is. It's so tiny, and then all of a sudden there's a big spike, boom.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I mean, every time there's a spike here, you can go and look on CoinGlass and just go and have a look at the tens, sometimes hundreds of millions of dollars of liquidations. It's just crazy. It's just too risky. So we're not going to get involved in that madness. We'll sit on the side and wait for the real opportunity when it comes, and then we'll take advantage of those.
Yeah, it's like the calm before the storm.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. So Ashley, yeah, thank you very much, and thank you everybody for listening to what Ashley's got to say. And this really is the opportunity. If you do the crypto trading course and with the market calls, and we've got TradeFi, we've got 3 great products now that set you up for being able to control your own destiny. You know, for me, very exciting. And we look forward to hearing your comments, and please let us know what you think. And yeah, if you watch us on YouTube, do all the necessary like and whatever else there is that one should be doing. So yeah, thank you so much.
Great. Thank you. Thanks, Malcolm. Thanks, everyone. Take care.